Okay, the strategy I used to quit my job, to quit my 9 to 5. So I quit my job 4 years ago now. It's going on the fourth year. And I was at that job for 7 years nearly. And it got to the point where I'd made the decision at the beginning of the year, this is the year that I'm leaving this job, one way or another. I'm leaving. This is it. I'm gone. I've been here too long. I'm getting older now. No progress is being made. Whatever I've been doing isn't working. And instead of just wanting to leave, I am going to leave before this year's over. So I said that to myself in January. By April, I was gone, right? And I haven't been back since, and I haven't had to work a regular job since. Now, first of all, I removed the comfortabilities that keep you at the 9 to 5. So, do you know, everybody hates their job, everybody wants to leave, but there's certain comfortabilities that keep you there, right? So, first of all, it's paying for your bills. My bills were way too high. So, the income that I was making from my job didn't even cover my bills. This forced me to start another source of income. At that time, I was doing eBay reselling, and so the job will somewhat cover my bills, and I'd live off my eBay reselling. So my food, my fuel, everything I wanted to do socially, I had to go and make that money in a different place than my work, right? But I'd set that system up already, so I was just keeping my head above water. I weren't making enough money to quit my job, so essentially I'm making it harder for myself, but I needed that pressure to keep moving and to keep trying to make more money. And I told myself, if I make double my income, double my job income 3 months in a row, I'm gonna quit, right? So first of all, I've got the pressure. The second thing, as far as the comfortabilities, we all have those weeks where from Monday to Wednesday, you hate your job. And on Thursday and Friday, you could say to yourself, oh, it's not that bad. You could be chatting with your friends. You could be having a laugh. You could go to a work party, or you can book time off. This is the issue. You get, for me and for the majority of people in the UK, you get 25 holidays for the year, right? So you get to book off 20, and then 5 are scattered over the Christmas period. This time, I had the Christmas break, and I was due to go back in on January 3rd. But before the Christmas break, I filled out a holiday form and extended the break. You're allowed 2 weeks off in one go. Altogether, you got 3 weeks worth of holiday. So I booked the 3rd of January till the 10th of January, whatever. I used 7 days straight up. So I had a longer break, right? So I've took a big chunk of my holidays, these things that you can scatter throughout the year, whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, whenever you feel like you need time off. It kind of resets you, and it kind of makes it feel like, right, this job is getting too much, I need some time off. By the time you go back, you're re-energized and you just keep doing what you're doing. This keeps you there longer than you're supposed to be, and it takes the pressure off and it puts the comfortability back on. So I used a week holiday. By February, I booked another 2 weeks off straight. So by the second month of the year, I've used all of my holiday, right? So I've got to raw dog the rest of this year if I'm actually going to still be at this job. If I'm going to still be at this job, I've got to raw dog it. No extra days off. I've just got the weekend, that's it. Can't go on vacation. I can't have a nice long weekend while booking Friday off and Monday off. I'm done. I've used my holidays. It's Feb. Now, another thing, and this was quite lucky for me, but it's just an extra little bit of pressure. During this time, because we're, a year after the pandemic, so beginning of 2022, there was redundancies within my company. But based on the job that I was working, I was never going to be one of the ones that got let go. So I took the initiative and went to management and said, listen, if there's going to be redundancies, I'm putting my name forward to be made redundant. Why? One, that forces me out of the building, because there's always this thing where you don't want to work here no more. You don't want to work a regular job, but quitting prematurely is irresponsible, right? I'm not going to quit for no reason. There has to be. So if they let me go, it kind of forces the decision, right? So I'll put my name forward to be made redundant. One, it forces me out the building. Two, I will get paid an extra sum of money. So I would have got paid a certain percentage of my year's wages for every single year that was there. So if I was there for 7 years, I would have got a certain percentage of each year. So I would have got, you know, thousands lump sum, which would have helped me, which would have brought me more time. So the mentality was, I need to get out of this job. Worst case scenario, I fail and I just get another job. So that's something you always need to keep in mind. These 9 to 5s are not special. They're not careers. They're nothing. You can always find another one. So if you fall flat on your face, you can always go back. It's the second month of the year. I've already used all my holidays. I put my name forward to be made redundant. So this is pressure piling on, piling on, piling on. My bills are higher than my, than my salary. So I've created an environment where it's make or break. Like, I'm either going to have to go really behind in life, go back to my parents, sleep in my car, whatever it is. I've just set up a infrastructure where I'm forced to do everything I'm supposed to be doing, because over these past 7 years, when I said to myself, I don't want to work a regular job, I weren't doing the things I was supposed to be doing. Now, this video isn't an advice video. Someone will hear this and think, that's good. This isn't advice. This is me analysing myself and knowing what my flaws are, and knowing I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to do unless I'm forced to. And if no one's going to force me, I have to set up an infrastructure where I am forced to do it. That's why I place these things. Now, like I said, what would it take for me to quit? All I'd have to do is double my income 3 months in a row. That's it. That's enough. That's enough proof that I don't need to work a regular job. That's it. That's all I need. Because remember, I need the amount of money that I was earning from a job, and then I need double than that to live, because my bills are already that whole salary. So I need to double it in order to live, right? Bills are paid and then I can live comfortably. That's all I was asking for, right? So at the beginning of the year, in January, I joined Hustlers University, an online course. I figured out how to make money online. I was still doing my eBay reselling. I was uploading every single day on YouTube, just trying a bunch of different things. But the pressure was on. I was uploading every single day on YouTube. I was working in Hustlers University, doing copywriting. I was documenting my progress. I was building a following. I was doing my eBay reselling, and I was working a job. Long story short, I started making money by the end of Feb. By March, that had doubled, tripled, whatever it was. By April, it was like 4 or 5 times more. I was 100% secure. I hadn't been, you know, essentially self-employed or making money online for a long period of time, but I had a lump sum of money, and I felt like that would buy me enough time to figure something out. So I had months worth of money as far as my bills and my lifestyle goes. That brought me enough time to feel comfortable quitting my job and let me try to do this thing full time. So I quit. That simple. So within the first quarter of the year, and me finally deciding this is the year I'm leaving, within the first quarter I was done, and I hoped to be done by the end of the year. But because of the way that I built this infrastructure of pressure, it happened, you know, way earlier than I thought it would. So that was my strategy in leaving the 9 to 5. It weren't planned out, it weren't pretty. It was just me willing to be as uncomfortable as possible. I would have went back to my parents as a grown man. I would have slept in my car and just showered at the gym. There was a bunch of stuff that I was willing to do, and I was blessed that I didn't have to do it, because I just ended up making it. Not making it in the sense of, you know, being secure for the rest of your life, but I got out of that. I got out of that system, and I'm still out of it to this day. If I ever had to go back, I'd go back and just do it again, and I'll be out within a few months again, because I've done it before. I'll do it again. So yeah, I'm going on 4 years now. Don't look like I'm ever gonna have to go back. So yeah, that was my strategy. It's not advice, that's just what I did. If you're the type of person that ain't gonna do things unless you're forced to, you might want to look into what I did. Peace.